Burning bridges is my specialty. Dating dads is my fatality. I'm a Broadway bear, and I'm here to take center stage. Hello, I'm Hunter Harden.
And I'm Papa the Bear, and welcome to the Real Housebears.
Oh my God, I love that. I love being here. Hold on. Being on this podcast. This is my favorite podcast to be in, and hold on. I'm so busy right now. Missed the Real Housebears so much because I love that. Hold on. How have you been? Oh my goodness. I love being in the choir. I have such a big song coming up this season.
Oh my God, Lisa, we love having
Hold
you
on.
back.
Oh my God, I'm back. Jack is gonna go on a mission.
I know. I can't wait to find out.
Hold on. Oh my goodness, soccer practice again. I can't do that with Jordana anymore. Okay, I'm back. Oh my God, I love that. I'm so excited for this new podcast. I love that. I love this podcast, and I love you, bears.
We love Lisa Barlow.
I love that.
That was really, really funny. That was really, really funny. And we do love us some Lisa Barlow. Because she loves her some bears. Lisa Barlow is always so nice to us.
I know. And I love it when she talks.
Me too.
She's like my favorite person to sit there and chat with because she is just so happy all the time.
And she's easy to talk to.
Yeah, she carries the conversation so you don't have to do anything.
I am so happy that Salt Lake City is back. I feel like
it's here.
You better buckle up because here I am.
I feel like the world is right again. I feel like any type of sadness that I had in my life has been lifted, except for the nervousness that I feel like, are we going to make it on the show? Are we going to make it on this season?
I know, I'm nervous. I keep hoping that we're going to be like flashed, or that scene that we filmed is going to be flashed soon.
Yeah, like scenes for next week and things like that. Or the season trailer looking ahead. I'm like, don't see us there. I hope we make it.
I know, but dang, this intro to Salt Lake City was intense.
It really was.
It was like a cinematic.
But before we even get into this week's episode of Salt Lake City, we've got some business to take care of.
Business.
The first thing that we have to take care of is Amanda_JW on Instagram is now #HousebearsFamous.
It's like Christmas.
#HousebearsFamous. Oh, the choir sings.
Oh, I need to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to write a little #HousebearsFamous thing? And okay.
Have the choir sing it. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Anyhow, back to the most important person in this episode, Amanda_JW. She said that she cannot walk into a grocery store without singing Feelin' Chobani. And she's been listening to us for the last 3 years. None of her friends watch Housewives, so when she listens, she feels like she's recapping the show with her besties. She doesn't listen to us on Apple, so she can't give us our rating and review. But Amanda_JW, that's all we needed. Thank you so much for that.
I mean, listening for 3 years. I mean, we've been doing this podcast for 3 years.
Yeah, she's been listening to the beginning. I mean, what a great honor that you have stuck with us for 3 years. That's pretty incredible. So
yay.
We are flattered, honored, and you are #what?
Famous.
Housebears famous.
I thought you said Housebears famous.
But we're becoming a little bit famous amongst folks of New York.
What? First we collected Bryn, and now we have collected another housewife and a house husband.
Yeah. So right after you posted that Bryn was following us, Jenna Lyons followed us.
And you really are pretty spectacular, warm and beautiful, like really impressive.
And both Bryn and Jenna Lyons DM'd us.
What?
Yes. And then Aaron's husband, Abe, followed us and DM'd us.
And I want to make a toast to you.
Now we need to see if Aaron's going to follow us. We need to send her a DM.
Well, once we have, so Abe has agreed to be on the podcast. So if Aaron doesn't follow us after we have her own husband on our podcast, then we're flying to New York, grabbing her phone and following us for her.
Yeah, she'll be terrified of two bears coming after her.
Seriously, two big bears growling and looking for your phone.
Yeah, scratching your phone.
Yes. With a fresh powder on our nose for a fresh start.
That was
cocaine bears.
Very cocaine bear.
Cocaine bears. We're cocaine bears. But that was just a way that we can't waste any time. I'm outside of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You're back home at Salt Lake City, and we've got a lot to talk about.
Yes, ma'am. We got 2 cities to cover tonight, so y'all be ready.
We've got a lot for the next several weeks. We got 2 cities to talk about. So freaking out on Salt Lake City as much as Heather is freaking out in this opening scene.
I'm freaking the out.
I know. Oh my goodness. This opening scene is really, really intense. Like the thunder rumbling, the bell tolls, like outside. Like I love it that they just leave the cameras recording even when they're just sitting there not doing anything for this exact reason.
Yeah. This is the second time on Housewives I've seen this where the camera was just sitting there and they immediately pick it up and have to see what's going on. But Heather is like trembling here.
Yeah.
And how can she do this to us?
She even pushes the producers. Like producers walk in her room even after knocking. She did not let them in. That is entering without a warrant. And anyway, she pushes them all out. So doesn't this feel like such old news?
Well, I don't know who it is. I don't know who she's talking about.
I thought she was thinking about Jen is in jail. I can't remember the date.
This is the end of the season.
Oh, that's the end of the season. Oh, I was completely.
Yeah, it's a flash forward to later on in the season.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the day that Jen. They found out that Jen went to jail.
No, that was the end of last season. This is a flash forward to something that's happening later on in this season that none of us know what it is, and none of us know who she is.
I don't know who to trust anymore.
Well, we haven't seen Heather in like forever, so we're going to have to go get lunch with her or meet up with her at Beauty Lab and Laser.
We need to start planning Christmas choir stuff, so I'm already in the works for that.
Okay, good. And we're going to get down to it.
Well, I try not to ask her things I'm not supposed to know, but it's really hard.
I know. I just want to be like, I found out.
But then we get all of the ladies quoting Bible verses. On what other housewives would that ever happen?
Never. And
Never.
It's so intense. It's so intense, and like them like walking by each other. It's like it's the start of a movie of like a long franchise of like people that hate each other. I don't know.
We've got verses about enemies, verses about being cautious, verses about lies, and no other. I mean, people think that they talk too much about religion in Salt Lake City, but that's what people talk about.
I mean, the city's based off of a religion, so
yeah. And of course, my other favorite thing about Salt Lake City being back is the background music.
Yes, it's intense.
Well, Salt Lake City has its own sound. It's a lot of oh, 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 oh. Yeah, so I love the music. It's like I feel like I'm back. And I really love what people don't know is that we had a winter here. Like
Last year, oof.
it snowed from like November till practically April.
So like what they're showing right there in those preview clips, it would do that for like 2 or 3 days in a row. And then it would just be overcast days and nice. And then the next week it would do the same thing all over again. It was like a fresh like sleet of snow every week. It was so nice.
Fresh powder everywhere.
I mean, we just got snow on Labor Day up in the mountains.
I know, just the other day, just on Monday,
just the other day.
Crazy. Well,
so it's been nice and cool
Sundance.
here. It's been cool here.
Up near Sundance.
Yes,
where the Queen
Lisa
of
Barlow
Sundance works in the winter.
But everyone's glad it's 2023. Things are back up and running for Sundance, and Lisa is the Sundance queen.
I still love it.
She is, and she's being the queen too. She like gets that place together in a flash.
We need to get in on this. We need next choir.
Listen,
we're talking.
She already told us that she was going to have us over for dinner, and we're still waiting on that. So we'll see. Well, not over to her house because she don't cook. But anyways, she has been doing Sundance for 14 years, and then John picks Lisa up. And first of all, I don't like Lisa's lipstick in this scene.
I didn't notice.
It distracted me the whole time, but. It is hysterical that John pretty much just doesn't get to talk through this entire scene. But Lisa does in between texts.
Hold on 1 second.
She keeps stopping. Hold on. Hold on. And then she finally is able to spit out that Jack is going on a mission. Apparently he wanted to go on a mission instead of college, and he's been keeping that from him for about a year. Do you think that he thinks of a mission as like a fun time with church, like going out into a new city, a new place, and venturing off on his own before he thinks about what he really wants to do? Or does he just want to like not go to college, like really not go to college?
I feel like this is him avoiding college.
Avoiding college. Okay.
That's what I think. I don't think if he's been thinking about it for a year, it's because he's been thinking about college for a year and trying to find a way out of it. I mean, you don't even get to choose where you go on your mission. So you could be going, in the middle of, somewhere completely not glamorous, and it could completely suck. But F college, Mom.
Fudge college, honestly. There's no need for it.
Yeah, he's not interested in college. So it just seems like a dash to get out.
Yeah, but poor Lisa, she's like, I feel like I don't even know my son.
And like you would think that most Mormons or even ex-Mormons would be happy of their kids going on a mission.
Well, but in her defense, she's never lived without him, and this would be a full 2 years that she could not see him at all. Versus if he went to college, they could see each other on holidays and weekends.
But man, she's got to let go of Jack at some point,
right? Well, Jack could probably stay in Heather's new house and no one would even know he was there.
Heather's new mansion is huge.
Oh my gosh, it's like, I don't know how much square footage she had in her last house, but this looks like 3 times the house that she had before.
Yeah, her last house was very it was charming.
It was beautiful, but it was quite beautiful, but it was
beautiful.
It was a bit more modest compared to this house.
Yeah, and I didn't get to see the whole house. I just saw the kitchen and the living room.
So her new house has 7 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, 8,000 square feet. Like, it's pretty big. But what it doesn't have is a snowblower or a snow melter or something of the sort.
I am surprised she is shoveling her own driveway like an American.
Well, I think like Meredith, she hired someone to plow the driveway and they didn't do the little walkway to the front door.
I mean, that was a long walkway.
Yeah, but
girl, you got to get somebody hooked on that.
Meredith enjoys an ice pick.
Yeah, she likes stabbing things, apparently.
This is very basic instinct. So next thing you know, Meredith is going to be showing us her crotch on a witness stand or something like that.
What are you going to do? Charge me with smoking?
But anyhow, Meredith shows up. She enjoys an ice pick. We find out, Heather talks about, she's like, I've been under a lot of scrutiny lately. I was friends with Jen Shaw. I had the black eye. I wrote a book about the church. She's like, but now I'm ready to just like block out the haters and live my authentic life, which includes no longer letting Whitney be a hater. She's like, she tells Meredith, she's like, Whitney and I got together, had a very vague conversation, but at least we got out of it some positivity.
Yeah. On the other hand, Meredith can't stand Whitney right now and wants to stab her with an ice pick.
This is so funny to me. Whitney told the New York Post that she doesn't like taking baths with other people because she's just grossed out by the germs that can accumulate in a bath with other people. But Meredith took it as Whitney was shading Meredith for taking baths with Seth, when really, even though Whitney calls it a shady joke later, I don't even really think she was trying to be shady. I think that she was just trying to say, that's just not something that I do.
I didn't read the post, so I don't know the tone of it, so I can't really say much about it. But do not come between Meredith or my bear's tub.
Don't come after my bathtub. Does she not know me?
Yes, don't mess with the bath. If I had a bathtub that I fit in, I would be as serious about it as Meredith is. Meredith's Whitney imitation is probably the best Whitney imitation I've heard.
Cooking dinner, then having wine. To unwind with her man. And then she said, it creeps me out to get in a bubble bath with someone else. Like, to me, a bath is for me.
Everybody just does that wispy light voice for her, and it just works so perfectly.
I mean, I've heard other people do very similar.
Whitney, Meredith.
I've heard other people do very similar Whitney imitations, and I think Meredith wins.
Meredith has done very well.
But Meredith feels like Whitney was calling her dirty and creepy, and Heather was like laughing along because she thought this was all just a big joke, and then she was like, oh no, wait, you're serious?
You're upset? I'm sorry. Whoops.
Meredith's like, don't go after my marriage, my children, or my bathtub.
Or my GD bathtub.
Or her boutique in Park City.
You better go to the boutique in Park City.
We've been to the boutique in Park City 1,000 times, and Meredith has never been there.
And she's waiting for the one and only Mary Cosby because she is back.
Mary, first of all, cannot open the door to get in, so that's the first problem.
Well, right away, she's irritated that the door will not open. So there we go. Right away, she's irritated.
Mary looks great. I think she got her teeth done. And I don't know what else she's had done, but I think Mary looks prettier than she's ever looked.
I don't know. I didn't really take notice.
Oh, I did through the whole episode. So Meredith has kept in touch with Mary over the past year, but Mary has not kept in touch with anyone because she doesn't miss anyone.
She doesn't even pay attention to her own son.
Which, yeah, Robert Jr. has a girlfriend, but everyone else tells me it's his wife, and I just haven't had a chance to ask him.
The producer's like, do you live with him though? But she avoids her husband. She probably avoids her son, or her son avoids her, vice versa.
I mean, as soon as someone told me that, I would immediately be calling my son, be like, hey, wait a minute. The word on the street is that you're married. Let's clear that up.
Even if it's a joke, at least just be apart, or at least know more. I mean, what else does she have going on? Because Robert Sr. has been in Vegas for the past 6 months, and Mary could not be more pissed off that he's back.
Right. But remember, the Vegas house is Mary's favorite.
This is one of my favorite homes.
Oh, that's true. But she probably couldn't go there because he was there.
Right. Of her 5 homes, the Vegas one was her favorite. You know what? I didn't hate her. I thought she was despicable when she was originally on the show. But now that she's not full-time, now that she's just kind of like the peanut gallery making nasty comments, I'm so glad that she's back.
I mean, she's not going to participate in anything. She's just going to sit there and be grumpy and pissy and mean.
Yeah, and it's hysterical now, especially since we don't have to deal with it. But you
That's
know what?
true.
Mary is, you can tell she talks to Meredith about Jen Shaw. She talks to Heather about Jen Shaw. Like, Mary is so glad. That's the reason why she's back on the show, is because Jen Shaw is gone.
Jen Shaw's gone. Yeah, Mary did not like her at all.
And I would say, I don't remember if Jen Shaw was responsible for, all of the things that were said about Mary. But now Mary is probably also like, now I don't have to worry about all those things that Jen Shaw was saying about me,
Yeah.
But what she does have to worry about is spicy food, because if it goes in spicy, it comes out spicy.
Yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
need to know any of that. I already know that I just don't like spicy food.
I already know that from my personal experience. I don't need you to tell me that, Mary.
Exactly. Thank you, Mary. Let's go over to the cliff and eat there with Angie, Monica, and the new girl, and Lisa eventually.
Oh, and Angie's new face.
Oh yeah, Angie's new face. I forgot about that.
That was really hurtful. I mean, it was so degrading and not even funny.
I think Angie's new face is mostly due to a nose job.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I feel like she might have gotten something done to her teeth as well.
Probably.
But when we saw her at Heather's book thing, I was like, "Oh, that's Angie's new face. It's a good new face. I like it, and I like Angie K." So yeah, Monica joins Angie K, and Monica's wearing her winter whites. Angie K met Monica through Jen Shaw. They've been kind of trauma bonding ever since. And then La Barlow comes in, doesn't really recognize Monica, who did really used to look quite a bit different.
Yeah, she had blonde hair. I mean, just changing your hair color will change you a lot.
Yeah, she looks like a different human.
But apparently Monica was Jen's kind of friend assistant at one point. And she has got some serious dirt on Jen.
Oh my gosh. I mean, she was a witness in the trial because Jen Shaw tried to get her to sign her name onto some things to become instantly rich.
That is dirty.
Luckily, Monica had a Secret Service friend who was like, get away from her. She's going to prison.
2 months later, whoop, whoop.
Right? Bye-bye.
That's crazy.
Jen Shaw's purse is on the floor.
Don't put that $7,000 Fendi bag on the floor.
Well, I knew that it was bad. Did you know that it was bad luck to put your purse on the floor?
I just know it's dirty.
No, it's supposed to be bad luck. Supposedly you're going to be broke if you put your purse on the floor.
Whoops, I've put my purse on the floor many a times, but that's because I fell on the floor.
Well, I'd be broke if I spent $7,000 on a mink purse from Fendi.
Right? And mink, come on, girl, no fur.
Oh, but no, it's a keepsake for her daughter.
Oh, yes, okay.
That's why she said, I thought I would buy it as a keepsake for my daughter. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Is that Monica saying that?
No, Angie K said that about her own purse.
Oh, Angie K said that. I thought it was Monica's purse for some reason.
No, it was Angie K's purse. Lisa, of course, gets a Diet Coke and a Vita cocktail.
Vita tequila, miss it.
Like, where is my Vita?
Monica gets the same. Angie K only drinks water. I wonder if she's sober as a human or if she's just being conscious because she's driving. I don't know.
I guess we'll find out.
What are sushi nachos? We need to go to this restaurant and find out what sushi nachos are.
I know. They look good. They sound good. I really want to go try them.
I'm very curious about it. Don't threaten me with a nacho. Monica is going through a divorce. 4 years into her marriage, she found herself in an entanglement.
Triad? Maybe like just an unfortunately cheating experience?
Yeah, a side piece of some sort. I really didn't know what that meant, but they got divorced, they got remarried, now they're getting divorced again. She has 4 kids, practically one of every age.
5, 6, 12, and 17.
But she doesn't look old enough to have a 17-year-old.
I mean,
she looks so young.
I think she's 38 or 39 right now.
I think she said 38 on the show, but she doesn't.
Yeah,
she doesn't look it.
But that was last year.
And then we find out that Lisa and Angie K have known each other for 15 years. I didn't catch anything like that last season, because last season Angie K was just like Jen Shaw's friend, you know?
Yeah.
So according to Lisa, she barely knows Monica and has really just kind of spoken to her and maybe crossed paths a few times. But according to Monica, she's like, girl, I've spent hours on the phone with Lisa Barlow and she might not even know it.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I mean,
she's like, Jen would just give me the phone and walk away and just let me finish the rest of the conversation.
Oh my gosh, it's horrible. I missed that part. I was doing I was typing. But apparently, Lisa has a home in Europe.
Oh no, it's a rental that they got for their anniversary.
Oh, I thought she owned a home in Europe.
No,
she said.
they got a home in Europe for their 20th anniversary.
Well, apparently it's so modern you're gonna die.
I know, you're just gonna die. You know what you know what? I have wondered since last season. Remember when they did the raclette and Lisa Barlow said, "Oh, I'm gonna try eggs next."
She never did.
She's still, you know, I've been thinking about that ever since. I mean, I pretty much have not cooked an egg since that episode without wondering if Lisa Barlow has finally cooked an egg, and found out
apparently not. But apparently Angie's gonna teach her.
Yeah, right. But Monica, you know, they're sitting there talking about Lisa and John. Lisa is talking about her great relationship with John, and Monica's like, I don't know, I have heard the opposite about their good relationship from Jen Shaw. But then again, everything that Jen Shaw said is a lie, so who knows?
Apparently Jen said nothing good about anybody that's on the show.
That's true, but especially Heather. We'll talk about that later. That pissed me off.
That pissed me off too. It's irritating.
Well, over at the Lake House restaurant and bar, Drether, also known as Heather and Dre, they're getting the space ready with Gracie, the party coordinator. I was so glad that Dre was there in the first episode.
We love myself some Dre.
We love us some Drether. Everyone brings a friend, but Heather invites this woman named Mary H. She brought her lips with her. Heather brought Mary H. and Mary H. brought her lips. When Beauty Lab said life short by the lips, Mary H. bought like 3 pairs and put them all together in one.
Well, I mean, I guess that's why they're friends.
She looks like a Bratz doll. She's gorgeous. I'm not hating at all, but she's got some lips.
She sure does.
I don't want to talk about it.
Whitney is blown away that Mary Cosby is there.
I mean, I would be too. I mean, I'm still blown away that Mary Cosby is even there.
Was mostly blown away at how nice Mary's being to Heather. She's like, you look really good. I'm like, later on in the season, you tell her she looks like she's inbred or something. So
I feel like it's all fake. It's all fake. It's all just greeting. Like she says the same things to all of her people at her church when she says bye to them and hi to them and stuff.
Right.
She's got like a routine of, oh, you look great. Oh, I love those shoes.
If that church is even still open.
I'm sure it's still open.
I was surprised that Angie K was not invited. I forgot about the Barbie scissor kicks rumor, which, you know, in the grand scheme, is that really that big of a rumor? Did anyone really believe it?
Well, it's supposed to be a fresh start party.
Well, she's giving it a fresh start. Angie K's there, so she's like, okay, I'll give it a fresh start. And this is when we find out that apparently Jen Shaw never said anything nice about Heather. And that makes me angry because Heather really went out of her way for her.
Yeah, it just shows how fake she was. And then I start thinking, what did she say about us?
Right.
To people. I'm sure she said horrible things about us.
Well, maybe, I don't know, but she was always nice to us, and we always had a good time
in person.
Her, so,
yeah,
you know, what have you. I doubt
she's in jail, so we don't need to
and I doubt that she was really talking much about us when we were around.
You don't know that.
But Lisa Barlow reads her last text from Mary Cosby, which we have read an almost identical text on Heather's phone.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Cosby will send a text full of poison.
Lisa, you're the biggest idiot. You're a black widow. You are the biggest liar in Utah. Wow. You'll kill people with your nasty tequila. You remind me of a witch. You evil person. You're not interesting. You're a horrible human being.
She's nasty. She is so mean.
I mean, I'm not kidding you. Take everything that Lisa read in this episode, change the words around, and it's the same vitriol that she texts to Heather after season 1.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw Whitney, and Whitney even told you that.
Mm-hmm.
So anyhow, fresh start. Heather gathers everyone, tells them they're there for the fresh start. They have a nice moment. Mary pulls Heather aside again to ask her about Jen. Luckily, Heather has dropped Jen Shaw essentially once she saw the truth of their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after Mary pulls Heather aside, then Meredith pulls Lisa aside. She's ready for a fresh start as well. She just doesn't want to start that in around the group where there's just a lot of like external noise.
Yeah.
And then Whitney joins Heather and Meredith to the side. They make a quick joke about being behind the bar, being buzzing cousins from liquor. Then Whitney makes a quick joke about also weed because it's legal. And then Heather makes a reference to Special K, which she regrets immediately.
I know.
And now we've just descended straight into the underworld of Special K.
So Meredith's like, well, Whitney was the source of that rumor. And Whitney's like, no, I never even heard that rumor until the reunion. Okay. And then Meredith's like, don't joke about my bath.
My gosh, Meredith is so heated.
She's like, it made it sound like I was a dirty person. Did I talk about the painting and wonder if you're getting bacteria in your vagina? I was like, no, Meredith, please, no.
Yeah. That painting came to bite Whitney in the butt.
Yeah, it did. Well, Whitney tries to be like, listen, Meredith, I wasn't trying to be hateful. It was just a funny. It was nothing at all. How do we moved past this? Because girl, I know you're gonna hold a grudge.
Yeah. She knows in 5 years that she'll bring it right back up.
Yeah. So they don't have trust, but they're gonna move forward. Kinda.
All right.
That was even a more vague fresh start than Heather and Whitney had earlier.
Right.
So the episode, what a fun ending to the episode. Heather's like, all right, you all have some pre-made snowballs. Take out your last chance of any aggression that you have. And at first the women are like, oh, I don't want to do this. But they end up having a blast.
Everybody starts starting at everybody.
Yeah.
And I think they let out a little bit of frustration.
Yes, it was so much fun to watch. It looked like they were having so much fun. Meanwhile, Lisa Barlow is having visions of gas station coconut snowballs. Love. With a Diet Coke, of course, like a 40-ounce Diet Coke. I love her so much. I love these women so much. Angie K gets a bit of hate on social media, but I've always thought since last season that Angie K really brings it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Monica is going to be maybe even a more likable Jen Shaw type person.
And I say more the merrier.
Yeah, and the merrier. I hope we get into her closet. And of course, the core ladies, Heather, Whitney, Meredith, and Lisa. I just couldn't be happier to have them back in our lives.
Yay.
So let's take a quick little break.
Okay.
And we'll come up and be business classy with the ladies of New York.
Bye.
Hold on one second.
And we're back.
And I'm so glad to have Uba back.
Hi, my love.
Uba.
I have missed her so much.
I needed some Uba.
And, it's not that I really forgot how beautiful she was, but I just watched this episode just like in awe of how beautiful she was.
She's very pretty.
I haven't seen her except for like FaceTime, and I'm so glad. Well, a few days before Christmas, December 22nd, we are at Zimmerman with Sai and Uba shopping.
Ooh.
They're shopping for resort wear.
And I love it that Uba's like, being a model, I usually have all my stuff like made for me, like a custom. So when I shop, I don't know how to shop.
I have no idea what to pick out for myself. How do I dress in Anguilla if I don't even know what to wear? I did look up that Anguilla is in the Eastern Caribbean.
I was just looking up Anguilla. I was like, what is Anguilla?
I did. I looked that up, and I also looked up something else we'll talk about in just a second. I also love the Uba's like, just go topless.
If you have a top like mine,
mm-hmm.
it just makes sense.
But I love that last little outfit that Sai tried on.
Oh yeah.
That was so cute. Now, whenever Sai mentions going to the store, she always calls it a bodega. Now, I'm not unfamiliar with the word bodega, but I've just never heard it used like as much as they say it on this show.
I thought a bodega was like a corner mart.
Well, I looked it up on Merriam-Webster Dictionary just because I was like, do people use this word more commonly than I realize? But it says a usually small grocery store in an urban area, but it says specifically one specializing in Hispanic groceries.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know that necessarily Sai is going to one that has that specific type of grocery. She might just be referencing, an urban little tiny grocery, like a
little shop
store. But she always says bodega, and she's not the only one. So I was like, do people just use that word more commonly than I do?
Yeah.
It's insane, right?
Uba is thrilled to be done with COVID, of course, but she's especially excited because now that COVID is gone, she knows that Sai is going to spill all the tea.
Give it to me. Give it.
You can't, as soon as Sai hears something or sees something, you can be guaranteed in the next scene or at least the next episode, she's going to talk about it to whoever wasn't there,
Her and Sai are pretty good at doing that.
Yeah, well, Sai really mostly spills the tea about Jenna Lyons' gifts. That's one of the biggest plot points of this episode is Jenna Lyons giving gifts with her branding.
Make that money, girl.
But
I want Jenna stuff.
Well, here's the deal. I have 2 points. Number one, do you think Jenna Lyons even got on the show if she didn't think that she could hawk her brands? And number two, Jenna Lyons hasn't been talking about her products. Sai has. Sai is the one bringing attention to Jenna Lyons' products, not Jenna Lyons.
But then again, Jenna Lyons did make that Instagram post of her showing what brands she was putting in all the gift bags. I don't care. This is a stupid thing to get irritated about.
I mean, that's why you get on these shows.
If you get paid to do it, don't do it. Oh my God, just take the gift.
Right?
Yes.
Right.
Don't hold it up and say blah, blah, blah by Jenna Lyons. You're advertising it right there.
But yeah, and I wouldn't even know half the stuff except for, a few of those Jenna Lyons posts. But then Sai gets into leaving Aaron's party early. And Uba's like, well, why don't you just order a pizza?
She's like, it's better than just leaving. But Sai's like, no, I just said I was sorry and I just want to be over with it. And I was like, did she say sorry?
It wasn't much of an apology if she did. It wasn't.
I don't think she gave her an apology at all at that dinner.
But this is going to be the first time they see Aaron since she walked out of the wreath making party.
Yeah. But she also updates Uba about Bren flirting with Aaron's husband and that debacle.
So a lot has gone on that Uba had to miss. Bless her heart. A lot has gone on.
I need help.
Jenna Lyons has a lot going on over at Rockefeller Center.
With her brother Spencer. Man, she's styling Rockefeller Center like baller.
Yeah, for like 3 years, she's brought in retail, she's brought in food and beverage, like really revamped the area to also make it, more diverse business owners and just kind of make it, even though I saw a lot of like name brand things of where they were walking, but nonetheless, she said she wanted to make it like more New York.
Yeah, but mostly big brands can only afford something like that in New York.
Right,
But
right.
now I want to go to New York and take pictures, buy everything at Rockefeller Center, and just say Jenna Lyons. Ooh, brought to you by Jenna Lyons.
Right.
Presented by Jenna Lyons.
Sponsored by Jenna Lyons.
Jenna Lyons.
Collaborated with Jenna Lyons.
Jenna, tell ya.
Well, they go to get a drink. Jenna talks about how nervous this is because not only is this her very first girls' trip, but she's really nervous about her body. She feels like she's not in shape, and she's worried about her disorder called incontinentia pigmenti.
Say that 3 times fast.
No.
Yes.
But it is a disorder, I guess you would call it, that affects your skin, teeth, and hair.
She's got a lot of self-esteem issues, even though she's a baller.
Right? I mean, everyone on the show and everyone watching the show wants to be Jenna Lyons. We're we'll take the skin situation. Let me just be her,
Yeah, she said she's intimidated by all the other ladies, and she talks about when she was younger and she went to like a water park or whatever, and some little girl said, "Ew, look at her skin behind her." I totally get that because a long, long time ago, there was a water park in Reno, and our middle school trip went there. And we're waiting in line, and there was this guy in front of us that had a big hairy back, and my friends just sat there and made fun of him the whole time. I've never forgotten that.
Yeah, I've heard people make fun of my hairiness. I
still to this day.
Yeah, you don't get over those things, even if they happen as a kid.
Yeah. Ooh, and her teeth surgery. I want to get over that, and I also want to get over people showing surgeries like liposurgery, teeth surgery. I don't need to see it.
I don't want to see that. No, I don't want to see it on TV. I don't want to see surgeries. I don't want to see people throwing up.
No, or pooping. I don't
want to see any of that.
This is not my vibe. I have my standards, okay?
But now that I remember that she has had 13 dental surgeries, maybe I don't want to be Jenna Lyons. The family Christmas portraits were really beautiful, really sweet, really cute. And then we go to Los Angeles 2 days after Christmas, December 27th. So this is the episode of The Brothers. Jenna Lyons' brother is in town. Now Bryn is hiking with her brother Darius. Hiking. So might as well be in Utah.
Yeah.
Her brother Darius, such an interesting name. He's an English teacher at an English school in Seoul, Korea. So he's not an English teacher necessarily. I don't know. She didn't specify that, but it is an English school.
Yeah.
And Darius flat out calls Bryn for her Instagram.
He's like, your Instagram is weird.
He's like,
but she goes in about having kids and wanting to be settled with someone, and how she likes to be able to leave and run off to Paris and London without having any like hang-ons or anything. But she even says it right here. Like, she said she would have kids right away with the right person, but I think she's already found the right person a couple times. And I think that even she says this, that she thinks of family as bad. So as soon as marriage comes around, she wants to run because she doesn't want to make somebody family because she thinks the dream's going to go away.
So maybe it is smart for her to maybe have a baby, but not a man.
Yeah. I mean, she don't need no man.
No, she don't need no man. She's a strong, independent woman.
Independent woman.
I kind of feel like Satan's first wife.
Well, they talk about their past. They talk about how their past has affected their present relationships. I didn't realize that she had this brother and that she saw this brother, was in contact with this brother. So I was just really thrilled that she did have family to be with during the holidays.
Yeah, me too.
Over at Jenna's house 2 weeks later, she is recovering from yet another dental surgery to get ready for this trip.
It's elevators straight to your front door blows my mind. But there has to be another door in the house to the stair exit, right?
Certainly.
Has to be.
You have to have that for emergencies, for sure.
Oh, but imagine being on the 17th floor and the elevator's out to your door.
Well, when you're rich, you just have someone get a helicopter and fly you up to your floor. Well, I thought it was so incredibly sweet of Aaron to come over with homemade butternut squash soup, like still warm. What a sweet, sweet gesture.
Yeah, especially because she just had mouth surgery. Jenna just had mouth
Yeah,
surgery, and like,
so soup
what
is all
else
you can
can you
eat.
eat is soup.
Yeah. Yeah. I was surprised that Aaron considered not going to Anguilla. Like wreath making day really upset her.
Yeah, it just seems like she doesn't want to deal with it. But like, girl, you got to get paid. You got to get on the show.
Right? You can't
You
miss
can't
this
just be
stuff.
like, no. I mean, it's mandatory.
True, that's true. But Erin is really just she's just really tired of Bran. I mean, there's a lot of little things that she could pinpoint, but really she's just kind of tired of Bran in general.
Of the overall Bryn.
Yeah, and she even calls Bran the name of the restaurant.
I know.
She called Bran bleep right there in front of everyone.
Right in front of everyone.
I am at a loss for words.
I was like, what did that restaurant do to you? Pretty much in the show, if I hear a censor beep, I just think
it's a restaurant. So apparently, Jenna is upset, like not upset, but Jenna is nervous about showing a lot of skin. And she has said earlier that having a tan shows like less of her skin pigmentation. So she talks to Erin and says that she's gonna go like 2 days early, so she get off a full day of just getting tan before everyone gets there. And she probably, and jokingly, she even just says she's not gonna fly coach. She wants to fly first class.
Well, it was a little bit of a joke and a little bit of seriousness. It was a little bit of I can get away with this if I go earlier, I think, probably. I think she's like, I would fly first class. Fly coach. I just don't want to. And I'm like, I'm with you. I don't want to either.
If you could choose to fly non-coach, I would fly first class.
Yeah, but I also
flying sucks.
And plus, we got to remember, Jenna's never been on a girls' trip before. She doesn't probably understand protocol. Like part of the fun of the girls' trip is the traveling there together.
Yeah.
So I understand that the other women are a little upset about it. But I was surprised it's only a 3-hour flight from New York to Anguilla.
Yeah, it was short. I just don't know where it is on the map.
Yeah, it's down in the Caribbean, but anyhow.
Yeah.
And when she tells Aaron this, Aaron's in on it. She's laughing about it. She's like, girl, I want to fly with you. All that kind of stuff. Doesn't stay that way a little bit later.
No, Aaron totally tries to stir the pot later on.
Yeah, so we have the packing montage as we expect.
But I'm with Uba. It's better to have too much than not enough.
Well, yeah, that's the way you pack for sure.
I overpack.
We both pack that way, but you really pack that way. Well, now Jessel likes the lingerie that Jenna Lyons gave her.
Yeah, now she thinks that lingerie was cute. I don't know.
Well, while Aaron is trying to pack, Elijah pees right there on the floor.
And right into his hand, basically.
This poor little kid, when he gets older, we've now seen him run out naked. And now we've seen him pee right there on film.
Yep, it's over for him.
Bless. Well,
I would sue my parents.
Right? While Jessel is packing, Pavet's like, I'm going to Vietnam.
She's like, when? When? He's just like, in a month.
He's like, I got a ticket that I need to spend. I need to spend some time by myself. And Jessel's like, what?
He needs a bomby sandwich.
Right? Well, to be honest with you, once I found out he was only going for 3 days, I was like, okay, that's not that big of a deal.
That's nothing.
Yeah, pretty much every house husband on the show has probably taken like a guy's trip for 3 days. So I don't think that's really that big of a deal. But it's something that I would definitely run by my wife before I made the plans.
Yeah, but apparently he doesn't care that it's a 20-hour flight. He loves flying. And I'm like, flying's great if you're in first class. Yeah.
And on those intercontinental flights, they probably have those layback seats where you could just lay back and take a nap.
Yeah.
In first class. So I'm with that as well. I'll sleep for 20 hours. Don't threaten me.
Give me some Ambien and I'll sleepwalk on that plane if I have to.
Seriously. Well, on the trip, Sai gets there first around 6:30. They arrive in Anguilla around 12:30. They've got a butler and a chef. Two people have to share a room, which, you know what, if I was going on a full long, I don't know how long this girl's trip is, but I probably wouldn't want to have to share a room with someone, especially if I was on The Real Housewives.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of sharing a room with somebody.
And I was really surprised that it was Uba and Jessel who paired up.
Me too. But if I was the one paired up to share a room, I would say we get the biggest room. Then.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. But I like that Jess is like, well, it's not ideal, but I'll take it.
I know. But it's huge.
I mean, it does look like a castle. It looks like a Greek castle, sea villa.
Yeah.
But this is so New York. In the original cast, mad dash, especially for Ramona, to claim your room. New York was, well, Ramona was the worst of them all, so therefore New York was the worst of them all, but some things never change. These women are like, mad dash, pick your room. They give Jenna the worst room, obviously.
It's fine. It's really good. I have other things going for me.
But at least they didn't make her share with anyone. They could have been like, well, Jenna, since you didn't come, you have to share a room with someone. But at least they didn't do that.
Yeah.
But then after rooms are chosen, Aaron tells them all that Jenna said the real reason is that she doesn't fly coach.
Yeah, Aaron is so happy to do this.
Okay, listen, I said Aaron does her job. Aaron knows what the assignment is, and she does it. I didn't really enjoy, though, that she came over to do something so nice for Jenna post-surgery and then just threw her under the bus like this. Like when she was talking to Jenna, she seemed like in on it, thought it was funny, didn't seem offended by it in any way, shape, or form. But now I feel like it's not like the messaging is very different. Again,
I mean, I feel like Brynn takes it the hardest because she's like, I don't know her at all. She's not like connecting with me at all. I don't even know her real name. And I'm like, honey, you got to have like alone moments for somebody to open up to you. They're not just going to open up to you the first day that they meet you.
And Brynn's just really upset because she was the first girl to get in trouble this season when she didn't show up to that dinner.
Yeah, she's still bitter about that.
Yeah, a lot. But, Aaron is now even second guessing if the tan was part of the reason.
It's so stupid.
I feel like they're all overreacting a little bit. But again, I think Aaron, first of all, people on social media thinks that she looks like Jennifer Aniston, and I totally get that. And
I get it.
I think she's beautiful. And again, I really feel like she knows how to be a housewife. Like she knows to bring things up and to maybe cause a stir and maybe overreact a little bit. So I don't hate her for doing it. I just really don't. Again, I just didn't personally appreciate the different messaging that she gave to Jenna that she's giving to the rest of the women.
Yeah, I agree.
You guys all suck.
Brynn, going back to Brynn, like really being the most upset, Brynn calls out Jenna Lyons for using her baby voice.
I didn't notice it until now.
I did a little bit, but doesn't Brynn kind of speak with a baby voice kind of often herself?
Mm-hmm.
Orgasms help headaches.
No, they don't.
Well, not you. You're a migraine sufferer. But they might help other people who just have normal headaches.
It helps you fall asleep.
Yeah, it sure does. Well, right as everyone's getting furious that Jenna isn't there yet, she shows up looking great, ready for her first girls' trip.
Showing skin and everything.
Yes. But of course, in true housewives fashion, they're all talking about her as they enter the room. And Sai, in true Sai fashion, gets right into it. Why didn't you ride with us? We heard you didn't ride with us because you want to ride first class.
I mean, she just walks into the hyena pit and everybody starts taking bites at her.
Seriously, poor Jo. I mean, she's been in big business, so certainly she's used to people being aggressive, but she's not used to this type of situation,
Yeah, but man, they are all heated about this, and they want her to. They are demanding her to say the only reason why you didn't want to come with us is because you wanted to fly first class.
Yeah,
There's no tan involved or anything. But it's true. She had like a couple of reasons as to why she wanted to do this.
Yeah, there was several reasons.
Yeah, and if I didn't really know everybody and I wasn't comfortable, I'd be like, I'm just gonna fly first class because I don't want to be like elbow to elbow with somebody.
Yeah. Well, she's like, I'm 6 foot tall, I'm old, I want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
But so Sai, as we saw a moment ago, had loads of food here for these women. I mean, there was hamburgers and even all kinds of stuff. They have this moment, and now they're already going out to dinner again.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I do realize that these scenes do take hours to film, but it just kind of felt like you just ate and you're already going to dinner.
Yeah, it seemed like there's going to be a lot of wasted food because I know how these ladies eat. They taste, they don't eat.
Well, Bren knows that she needs to get on Aaron's good side, so she had that gentleman take up Aaron's bag and make sure that Aaron knew that it was Bren who initiated that.
Instead of bringing it up herself, she has him do it.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, this is going to be brownie points for me.
Right. I can't carry it up. I'll have him do it.
But Aaron says like, oh, that's nice, but I hate Bren.
Right. Jenna finally like goes into Jessel's room and she's like, oh, this is what happens when you show up late.
This is a room. I get it now.
Maybe I should have flown coach.
Yeah.
But Jenna and Jessel talk, and here Jessel is being like very kind and considerate to Jenna. She's like, I realized that you walked into the lion's den. And Jenna just kind of feels like Bren, and specifically, just has something against Jenna personally and just can't figure out why.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I feel that way.
But while Jessel and Jenna are talking about why Bren has something against her, meanwhile, Sai and Bran are talking about Jenna. They're just still trash talking.
Yeah, Bren just wants her to share and be vulnerable around her. And I'm like, well, give her some opportunities to do that.
Well, and plus, I think it's reasonable to assume that Bren is pretty insecure considering her upbringing.
Background. Yeah.
And so she probably, this is a way of projection. This is a way to, Jenna is the shining star. And so this is a way to kind of like pull Jenna down closer to her own level, things like that. Because these women are mostly tripping over them. Well, have been. It looks like the tides are turning. Looks like they might not be working so hard to be Team Jenna like they were at the beginning of the season.
I know. I hate it.
Well, we need you all to work hard to be Team Housebears.
Yay!
And the way that you can do that is by following us on our social media. On Facebook, we are The Real Housebears. On Instagram, we are The Real Housebears. On Twitter X, we are Real Housebears. And you can email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com.
You could buy merch from us, realhousebears.redbubble.com. Is that it?
Just at the website, realhousebears.redbubble.com.
I said the Redbubble website.
You said .redbubble. You said .housebears.redbubble.com. It's just realhousebears.redbubble.com.
Well, there you go, you guys. You guys got it straight from the horse's mouth.
I'm
the
horse.
Bear's mouth. And you can also listen to us wherever you listen to your podcasts. And you can also watch us on YouTube and on Spotify. And if you're listening to us on Apple, please give us a 5-star rating and a cute little review, and we will make you #HouseBearsFamous.
Woohoo!
So, I hope you guys had a great time. We're excited for some new Salt Lake City and finishing up the New York Housewives. And
I'm excited to fly home Friday and see my beauty.
Yay! I can't wait for you to come home. Hurry up.
All right. Well, I love you, and I'll see you on Friday.
I love you.
Bye everyone.
Okay, love you. Bye.